Welcome everyone to this great moment of celebration. Some of you have been with us for 3 semesters, some for 3 years, and some for more. Some of you have left and come back, and today is the day all of you have been working so hard for. Let's hear a big cheer to this moment and a huge congratulations. Relish this moment, for we are gathered here to celebrate all of you and your achievement, that of completing your master's or PhD degree in one of the many disciplines of the built environment. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to especially thank your family and friends, many of whom have come a very long way to be with you and with us today. Even from here, I can feel a sense of the pride and happiness emanating from where they are standing, and it's quite uplifting. Thank you all for being with us. I also wanted to thank the program directors, the faculty, and the administrative deans who are sitting up here with me, as well as those who are dispersed in the audience and who, in ways big and small, and have enabled this day to happen. We are all collectively very proud and happy, and as always with graduation, lifted by a sense not of an end, but of a beautiful beginning, that of many long, rich, and diverse journeys that are ready to launch today. Today is also special not only because we, GSAP, have taken over a fairly big chunk of the Morningside campus, which certainly gives me great pleasure, but because that is the one day in the year when the school is actually entirely visible to itself and to others. We are so used to operating in the density of Avery Hall, which, let's face it, really stands as the ultimate confirmation that architecture, as the Russian constructivists once put forth, can really act as a social condenser that inherently produces the kind of endless creative spark, fresh energy, and meaningful exchanges we love the school for. It's a special moment of taking stock of our sheer physical scale. Is also one in which we register the presence and richness of all of the ideas that you have enabled in your time here. But beyond simply acknowledging the extent of the school and the reach, breadth, and diversity of the ideas it represents, it is also important to note what this scale suggests, that together we represent all of the disciplines of the built environment: architecture, urban design, urban planning, historic preservation, critical and curatorial practices, as well as real estate development. You know who makes the most noise in the school. And together, I believe, we can shape the built environment in ways we cannot know yet, but we can aspire to, working together to turn all of your ideas into reality. Whether you are graduating with an architecture, urban design, urban planning, or historic preservation degree, or whether you have devoted the past semesters of your life to expanding practice through the CCCP program, or reimagining real estate development and its potential to shape architecture and cities in new ways, the knowledge and skills you have acquired, as well as the inquiries you have engaged in and advanced, are entirely intertwined. Today we graduate as one school, as a testimony to the interconnectedness of all of those disciplines and the critical importance of reconnecting them not only inside the academic walls, but more importantly, outside in the world, where thinking relationally across cities, cultures, and contexts, and engaging the built environment across all of its scales, spatial as well as temporal, has never been more urgent, and where continuity and collaboration across our disciplines as well as expansion, contamination, and hybridity of our practices has never been more productive in the formation of new knowledge and new possibilities for engagement. And so today marks this first transitional step, and I hope you will hold this moment in your memory, not only for its joy, but also for its power of standing here all together. Because this is what we do, at graduation, and this is what graduation is. Every year, we reenact this moment of transition as a rite of passage, a passage from inside the walls of academia to the outside and the realities of the world. This moment of transition is in some ways embodied by this site where we find ourselves in, because we are standing symbolically within the crosshairs of two axes, the Law Library Butler Hall axis of knowledge, with alma mater somewhere behind us looking down benevolently at us, and the kind of egress exit which connects Broadway to Amsterdam and takes you to the city beyond these gates. But while this rite of passage is reenacted every year, with all the staying symbolism and powerful sense of procession that this McKim Mead and White urban campus still constructs for us, it is also completely different every year and for every generation. Every year, it is experienced magically with the same freshness, optimism, and pride, and with the knowledge that inside and outside's inextricable intertwining and constant transformation of one another can only render the meaning of this day at once known and unknown, the same but also completely different, unique and specific to you and to this time we are in. So what do you take with you and what do you leave behind today as you transition from inside to outside? Firstly, and most importantly maybe, are the friendships that you have made and that you will carry with you for many years to come. There are very few moments in life when it seems like you are suspended in time, able to focus entirely on something with unbelievable intensity and utter disregard for any mundane interruption. You know, the laundry, eating, sleeping. The time you spend together is this kind of time. It is absolute, uncompromised, fresh, idealist, at once completely devouring and fulfilling. Nothing else exists but your work, your ideas, your passions, and the friends you share those with. Those bonds are some of the most inspired and the most resilient. Cherish them, for these friends and friendships will be there for you when you seek to find them. There are also your teachers and the faculty who engaged in ideas with you and offer guidance for your own work and formation as an architect and designer, a planner, a curator, a preservationist, or a developer. Those bonds are also unique and with a staying power. One always remembers the faculty who inspired them or those with whom they disagreed with vociferously. Stay in touch, for your teachers are mentors who will be there for you. I know it sounds like a cliche, but believe me, it's almost always true. Just an example, recently I received an email. It said, "You may not remember, but you taught me studio some years back. You let me go to Morocco to present a mud house I had just built the week before final reviews." That was a bad idea. Even though my project suffered for it, I always appreciated your openness to let me explore professionally and internationally at that time. It's true I did not remember the student in the abstract, but his reaching out immediately brought him back to my mind, and I was delighted to meet him and learn how well he was doing. So do stay in touch. Then there are the ideas about architecture and cities, about the environment, and about buildings, but also about what makes a community. At a time of increasing intolerance and radicalization, a time of violent folding back onto notions of identity that are not engaged towards new knowledge, the broadening of understandings and perspectives, or the richness of encounters, but rather enlisted to limit, exclude, and divide. We stand as a community formed not because of our sameness, but because of our differences. It is because of those differences of backgrounds and interests and the diversity of positions and experiences they represent that we are gathered here, coming together around ideas which we embrace and debate together, always in a spirit of openness, respect, and intellectual generosity. I have, like many of you, loved the many places I lived in, but I believe the richness of encounters that exist on this campus and our school is unique. Carry this experience with you with all the curiosity, respect, and continued desire to look at everything from both inside and outside as you are in this moment, and you will find yourself at home wherever you go. So what do you leave behind? Well, you leave us, the present, to discover your own way of rereading the past and projecting the future. In 1923, reflecting on this relationship of past to future as seen through the transfer of knowledge across generations, writer and artist Khalil Gibran wrote in his poem on children the following: "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. You are the future, a future we cannot know, but that we can together aspire to, and that you will shape. At a time when our present moment is filled with challenges, the future must be hopeful. For all of the challenges facing the world today are intimately connected to the built environment. They represent unprecedented opportunities to reimagine how we live, what we do, how we organize ourselves, how we exchange, how we move, what we share, and how we recast our relationship to each other, to the planet, and to other species. As Evan Sharp noted, the founder of Pinterest and our honoree at the Alumni Forum a couple of weeks ago, today we have developed endless technology, but where are the ideas? The critical and engaged ideas about design and cities, about infrastructure and density, about form, program, typology, aesthetics, meaning even, about urban ecology, about what constitutes a critical practice for the future, about equitable and sustainable development, and about preservation of tangible and intangible heritages that can either bind us or enable a more progressive future. I have no doubt that you will be the bearer of those ideas, and only wish you carry the freshness, irreverence, imagination, and idealism with you, with which you approach every day of your time here, out there. It will not be easy, nor will it be linear, nor will it be expected or as planned. Life, or at least the small part that we control, is like the design process itself. You have ideas and aspirations, you imagine something and think you understand it a certain way. You have a set of references, an archive of some sort. You weave all of it together and engage. You make a decision. This decision shapes this project that is your practice, your scholarship, your life in a certain way, which in turn shapes you as you get ready to take another turn. Sometimes it will be more about work, and sometimes about life, and sometimes it will be miraculously about both at the same time. But all along, you are learning, encountering new ideas, people and places, and new possibilities. And there are so many more possibilities today to shape practice and scholarship in new ways. There are so many more ingredients to consider when engaging architecture. So many spaces, professional and academic, that have seen critical and engaged design thinking and making infiltrate them. More than ever, cities, the object of planning, preservation, and real estate forces, have become not only places of opportunity as a global network of connected flows, but have also emerged as the scale of interconnected transnational engagement and action towards climate change, social justice, inclusion, and progressive thinking. This is not to say that our work and focus lies in the forming of buildings or cities as isolated islands, bubbles, whether real or virtual, but rather that it should strive to move beyond the bubbles it often finds itself in and design instead a way out of them. We have the privileged ability to draw vectors that connect rather than divide, and the skill, expertise, and I hope desire and will to reimagine the relationship between buildings, cities, and the infrastructures that enable them, to render the invisible visible, and to create new contexts for engagement and for action, whether in the form of design or in the form of a critical representation of what was, what is, and what could be. Your time at the school offered a glimpse of those possibilities. It never aspired to transmit knowledge in a monolithic or authoritative way, to provide stable answers or reductive solutions. Rather, we aspire to create an intellectual context for your own work and positions, an invitation for your own recasting of questions and problems, and to equip you with the skills to open up new possibilities and the confidence to shape your own future and thus to shape the future of the field. What and how you shape our extended field will in turn inform what and how we teach and hear. This relationship is a construct built to enable both sides to change together, and you are the agent of this change. A few last words before parting. Enjoy yourself. Take pleasure in what you're doing. Give it everything you have, and always remember the passion and drive of your days here. Continue to believe that nothing is impossible. Bring freshness and boldness to your work. Embrace a delicate combination of humility and irreverence. Continue to learn and be curious, to listen and observe. It takes an excruciatingly long time to become good at what you do and what you love. And maybe you are focusing for some time on one aspect you want to become better at, or on an experience you want to dig deeper in. Or maybe you are already engaged in exactly what you have always dreamed you would do, building what you imagined you would, or contributing thinking and action in the most fulfilling ways. Or it may be you are just following your instincts, letting yourself drift for a while. Take the time to do all of those things fully. In many ways, your fleeting experience here at Columbia's GSAT isn't only about becoming a professional. It is a capsule of experiences and of moments you will archive at key crossroads in your life to remind you of what made you most passionate as you continue to be invited and repeatedly confronted to making new choices. Take risks, work hard, fail often, try again. And so today is not an end, but actually the beginning of an incredible adventure. Your adventure. Congratulations, everyone.